मंडे गले दे या सोने तवीकता टोला मंदा ते कुछ नहीं कीता मंडे वाले चना हंस के न तकवे मेरी माँ करे दिया शकवे लट्ठे दी चादर उत्ते सलेटी रंग माया आओ सामने खोलो दी रुस के न लंग माया
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम अनुपम और मैं लेकर आया हूँ वी फॉर यू पे आज खूबसूरत सेलिब्रेशन। वी आर सेलिब्रेटिंग इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे और कहते हैं अभी रोशन हुआ है जग सारा, एक औरत आई है। अभी रोशन हुआ है जग सारा, एक औरत आई है। नारी शक्ति के सम्मान की खातिर हमने भी न रुकने की कसम खाई है। दिस इज अ स्मॉल पोएट्री व्हिच केम टू माय माइंड बिफोर स्टार्टिंग, एंड बिफोर आई गेट ऑन टू, आई वांट टू इंट्रोड्यूस माय co-host, my Chief Operating Officer, Dr. Vandana Srivastava, who has been relentlessly fighting for this cause through her legal work. She's a lawyer by profession. So, of course, in her legal background, she works every day, day in, day out on these issues. She has been working so hard on an organization called Karna Subarna in West Bengal in India and fighting on gender issues. And also, V4U Radio has adopted a village which is called Gaon Asra in near Hapur, where V4U Radio is supplying women hygiene products. So all kudos to my wonderful co-host, Dr. Vandana Srivastava. I bring on the stage. Welcome, Vandana.
Thank you, Anupam. Such a beautiful introduction. So we all are doing it together, actually. So Anupam, it is said, equality knows no gender, and a strong woman makes a strong world. So recently, remember we did same kind of event 2 days back, where it was a talk show where Raksha ji came. She is a winner of Dada Saheb Phalke Award. She said very beautiful thing. Ki it was a fear of a man, actually, that we became the victim of gender bias because they thought that we can give birth to the child. We are very empowered. Rani Jhansi, she gave a lot of example and said that's why they became so afraid of them. They started fighting for equality because with whom we have to fight for equality? With man only. So anyway, today is not my day. There is a lot of beautiful guests here. So Anupam, let's start calling everybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So start with, I want to start with Honorable Leela Ahirji. Hello ma'am, Leela Ahirji, she is our chief guest, former member of Legislative Assembly, Alberta, former Minister of Culture. Welcome, Leela ji.
And she's not audible, so
I think you're on mute, Leela ji.
she was. I was able to hear her.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yay! We love technology.
I know.
Hello, Dr. Vandana Srivastava and Anuji, all the way from Calgary, Alberta. So happy to see you.
Thanks. Same
And
here,
it's an
same
honor
here,
to
ma'am.
have you here today. Thank you for finding time to be on our platform.
Oh, I'm so honored to be here. It's been a busy day with lots of the International Women's Day celebrations over the last few days. So this is a huge privilege for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the second on the block, she just had to sign off because she was signing off from Bhutan, an ambassadress and also wife of Ambassador Vinu Rajamani, a committed diplomatic spouse of Ambassador Vinu Rajamani. And she is a senior education consultant, a PhD. She joined us, but I think, and she joined us from Bhutan. There's some technical issues, so of course we will wait for
Oh, she is here.
Saroj Tapaji. She's back. So yes, welcome Saroj Tapa. How are you doing?
I'm
What
very
I-
well, thank you. And thank you for your patience. Just
No.
2 minutes before I was supposed to come join you, the lights went off. Vagaries
That's okay,
of modern
ma'am.
life. All right. Hanji. So I'm back.
So now,
I'm with
now
you.
I want to call Neetu Seni. Neetu Seni, RJ and anchor, Bollywood lyricist, the viral Dil Se Gal. Hi, Neetu.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, Governor ji, Anupam ji, and the esteemed dignitaries. Namaskar.
Very good morning to you too.
Namaste,
Now on
namaste,
the
Neetu ji.
we have Caroline Lorenet joining from New Zealand. Caroline is former international X-Top model, founder of Caroline Lorenet skincare range products, and again joining right from New Zealand.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, I can see you now.
Welcome. and
Thank you,
welcome, Caroline.
everyone.
Now
Thank
I
you
want
so
to call
much. I'm
Sonia.
really pleased.
Now I want to call Sonia Kulkarni. Sonia Kulkarni, managing partner at Hung Golden and Media, founder of She Dares, and she loves running. She is very beautiful. Welcome, Sonia. Yeah.
Namaste. Thank you very much for having me. I feel very privileged and honored, Vandana and Anupam, to be amongst all your international guests and looking forward to a great interaction, learning, growing, and sharing. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Now we are inviting Shabnam Jusa Gaitonde. She's a founder and CEO of SJG Associates. She's a human resource consultant, a leadership coach, and a personal counselor. Welcome to the forum, Shabnam. And Shabnam joins us from
Hi.
Mumbai.
Hi, good morning, everyone, and good evening to
Yes.
the others who are at the other locations. Absolute pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to interacting with all of you.
Great.
Now I want to call Sonu Gupta. Sonu, Dr. C.S. Sonu Gupta, professor, author, humanitarian, preacher of Bhagavad Gita, parenting coach, entrepreneur, and managing director of 2 companies. She is UPSC qualified also, but she didn't join because she thought that it's a very male dominating thing and she can't do it. She wants to do something her own. Hi, Sonu ji.
सोनू जी आपका
Yes,
आवाज
आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा आपको दोबारा से ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा शायद
Thank you,
yes,
thank you,
good.
thank you for having me. Thank you, Vandana ji and Anupam ji. And I'm feeling privileged to being amongst such a good team. आज मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है सबके बीच में.
बहुत
Thank
अच्छा,
you.
वेलकम, स्वागत है आपका. And last but not the least, ladies, you love this guest because she has been such a gracious guest who has accepted to be here and also support this event. And she is the owner of Crescent Women Wear. She works out of Surrey, Pooja Behel. She has launched her Indian ethnic wear all across Canada. She is selling in Surrey, Edmonton, Calgary, and on a very short notice, she has come forward to to help us run the show. Welcome, Pooja Behel from Surrey.
Hi, how are you? Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much, Anuji, for letting me in. It's such a proud thing to be here on this platform with such beautiful ladies, and everybody is so inspiring. It's so good to be here. Thank you so much.
I want to tell you that we started with the promotion you sent to us, Let's Take Each Other. It is absolutely a wonderful song and a great way to really start the show. Thank you.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
since yesterday Anupam is dancing.
Well, I
Okay,
feel
let's see.
privileged because the only man on the block with such beautiful women. It's a privilege and an honor. Thank you so much for including me.
Yeah. Let me start a small video.
Welcome back, friends. We are celebrating International Women's Day with beautiful ladies out there, accomplished women who have been doing, and who will continue to relentlessly serve for a cause which is called women issues. Of course, we've done lots, still lots to be done. I am privileged to be one of the hosts today, and as we start our panel discussion, I would like to start with Honorable Leela Ahir, who is our guest of honor today, and she is a former dedicated member of Alberta Legislative Assembly, first elected in 2015. She was raised in Chestermere, very close to Calgary, Alberta, and deep rooted in her community. She brings a wealth of experience as a professional singer, a vocal coach, and music teacher. With a strong communication to arts, volunteerism, and community service, Honorable Hayir has served in various roles, including Minister of Culture, Multiculturalism, and Status of Women, advocating tirelessly for women's rights and multiculturalism. Her dedication to building a more inclusive Alberta has earned her widespread respect and admiration. She is running fighting for a nomination to be a member of parliament this year. So, welcome, Honorable Leela Ahir, to the platform.
Thank you so much. I feel so honored to be here with all these incredible people.
Well, we are privileged to have you. Thank you for finding time.
Oh, it's my pleasure, my brother. As always, I just feel so privileged to be on your programs. You do such a beautiful job, especially empowering women. I'm very, very proud to be part of your team.
Vandana,
Welcome,
I don't see
welcome,
you.
Leelaji. Leelaji, you are not very new to us. I remember when we were doing Selfie with Daughter and other her programs, you were always there and supporting us. So, Leelaji, my question to you is, as a minister in the Alberta government and as a crusader all your life, you have seen women issues from 30,000 feet above. Would you say that the women of developed country are empowered than women of third world countries? What are some challenges Canadian girls, women face, and what work is being done to fight the issue?
Yeah. It's a very good and very complex question. I think comparing the developing world to the developed world comes along with its own uh, there's a lot of differences just between the way that women are allowed to express themselves both in a country like Canada. Canada is rated as one of the best countries in the world for women, but India, for example, is making huge strides as far as equality goes. But if you look at opportunities in Canada and what's available and what is possible here, I think that if we're looking at empowerment, we are looking at economic empowerment, first of all. Economic empowerment in Canada is an absolutely imperative part of our growth here. And women, by far, are becoming the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in Canada. In fact, in Alberta, for every 100 men, 80 women are becoming entrepreneurs, which is 20% higher than the national average. So we're seeing huge growth in that. And it's not because of anything that governments or anything like that are doing. It is the actual strength and resilience of women. But if we talk about resilience, if we look to the developing world, the comparisons in resilience in that part of the world and parenting and family are also major parts of how communities are built. And when the family values are the core ingredients of what you're doing to build a community, there's also immense strength in that. So comparing the two would be a very, very difficult thing to do. I think that though there are challenges, I think if we speak to women across the world, that the challenges are actually growth opportunities. Anytime you have a barrier or a glass ceiling, sorry, I'm hearing something in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah, just a little bit of a
everybody, if they
hissing
can
sound.
mute their
It's really
laptop.
hard to hear. Sorry, guys, it's really loud.
Can you
Yeah,
hear?
somebody's mobile is on, I believe. If everybody can please mute their mobile. Okay. Yes, Leela ji.
I wasn't sure if it was me echoing. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, Leela.
Yes.
Okay. Well, what I was, oh, there we go. Yay. I think that any of the challenges that we have, and it's easy for me to say I am in a country where my freedoms are protected in a constitution, where I have the capacity to be anything that I want to in this beautiful country, where there are laws and rights that are laid down in our constitution to protect women and girls. So I speak from a place of humongous privilege. So it's very, while I appreciate the question so much, I feel that sometimes and that I'm not maybe adequately the right person to answer it from another diaspora. Having said that, though, I truly believe right now in the world, women are at 51% of the population. Just think about that for a minute. Think about the power in that. When I look at from a political standpoint, the absolute possibilities of voting, of being able to vote in people who speak for us, who speak on behalf of women empowerment, who make sure that the equality of opportunity is always there, is something that we cannot, you can't overlook that. And the more that I think of it, when we put women into organizational capacity, everywhere from the top down into community organizations, you have organizational effectiveness, you have efficiency and productivity, you have increased performance. And if we don't improve outcomes throughout the world, in the next 30 to 50 years, 8% of the women will live in poverty. So this isn't just a question of whether or not we see empowerment happen. It's actually an imperative, critical piece of all of us who are women in positions of power to make sure that we're actively seeking and contributing to communities to make sure that that 8% is not a growth number, that that's a declining number for women across the globe, and particularly girls. Financial literacy and access to that, access to technology. All of us have the capacity within our countries and communities to be able to help out with that. So those are just a few things. I could talk about this for hours, but there's so many incredible women that are on this panel. I will cede my time to the other wonderful ladies that are here, but I would be happy to continue this conversation at any time.
Wonderful start, Leela Hirji, and just wanted to maybe stop for a moment and then maybe just add to this what you started. And again, from just Alberta, where we live, I've been living here for 18 years. And again, as we know that the empowerment is directly related to the entrepreneurship and economic independence. Some of the initiatives which maybe I want to really feel proud, if at all, you are able to highlight on some of the initiatives which the governments have taken to contribute or to create more opportunities for the women in Alberta.
Sure. We actually started when I was the minister in 2019. We started Women's Entrepreneurship Day, which falls on November every year of the year for Women's Entrepreneurship Day. So that's November 19th. It's the very first initiative that happened in Canada, and I would highly recommend throughout all of our opportunities to really do that. What it does is it gives an open door to the ability for women to be able to come forward and share ideas. And we're very, very complementary to each other when we're able to do that. I don't know how many of you support small businesses, but I sure do. And if I know that one of my sisters is opening a business, I can guarantee you I'm going to be participating in that business. And I think many of us feel that way. The other thing is that we've passed very, very important legislation on human trafficking, ending female genital mutilation, domestic violence, and sexual assault. These are all pieces of legislation that were passed when I was the minister and under other status of women ministers that I've supported. And I also am part of a think tank that is working on a paper for the federal government on coercive control. So these are all pieces that are, if you look at from an economic standpoint, from an economic standpoint, one of the things that we all need to look at is the incredible cost of domestic violence and sexual assault to our communities and how much that costs us as a government as well too. We have to look at the economic impact that has on women in the workforce, whether that's in Canada or anywhere else. And I'm going to just share a couple of names of organizations just in case you're looking. We have an organization called Sifarish, which is a Asian women's and people's entrepreneurship group here in Calgary. Equal Voice. She leads. These are political organizations that help women in politics. We have the Women's Chamber of Commerce that promote merit. We have Women's Entrepreneurship Day, Women's Day celebrations, Action Dignity, and Live for Humanity, amongst many others. But this is working strongly with women's entrepreneurship and also destigmatizing a lot of the issues that go around women and their ability to have economic independence.
Great start, and thank you so much for adding some flavor to it. Exactly, and this is why I feel so proud of running a digital platform, which is again one of the very, very strong engines because of our amplification and magnification of this. We've been working very hard, and of course, all credit goes to our wonderful ladies who are working in the leadership of Dr. Vandana Srivastav. Every day, we are making a change, making a difference by just taking the voices to the places where it has to go. Now on the block, I will welcome back Vandana to maybe bring our next guest. Vandana, you're on mute, I think. Vandana, you are on mute. Yeah, go ahead. You're still on mute. Sorry. So as Vandana is struggling with her, I will take it on. I will bring on Dr. Saroj Thapa, a seasoned education consultant with over 30 years of experience, is specializing in school education, teacher training, and inclusive classrooms. With a PhD in special education and a rich background spanning various countries, she brings a unique perspective to her work at Pallavan Learning Systems in New Delhi. Dr. Thapa is dedicated to transforming education through teacher empowerment and advocating for disability rights, evident through her extensive involvement in NGOs and initiatives promoting inclusion. Her upcoming project includes various other things she has been working on. I welcome Dr. Thapa. She's joined us from Bhutan. Dr. Thapa, welcome to the platform.
Thank you so much, Anu. Very, very happy and very privileged. Feel very privileged to be part of this wonderful panel. Just listening to Leela, I'm so impressed, about the work she does and the kind of facts and figures she's really, got on her fingertips. And that's the kind of people that we want to, encourage youngsters to become. So only yesterday, I was with this group of students in Bhutan, and we were talking about International Women's Day, and they all had to do a little bit of research on different names that they had not really heard of. People from Nigeria, people from Albania, people from America, people from Bangladesh or Japan and all that. And then what was the whole intent of this was to inspire young people to also become like that. All the people who are on this panel also, they are the role models for young students. So I hope and I hope that more young people are listening to this so that they also aspire to become like one of you.
Absolutely, and I would have.
Am I
hugged
audible,
you.
Anupam?
Yes, you are now.
Yeah, I'm back.
I would have hugged you. I would have hugged you if you were in front of me, Dr. Thapa. The work when I was reading about you and the amount of work you have put into this relentless. Of course, it just gives me fills my heart with joy. And I know that you have traveled so many countries as a wife of an ambassador, Vinu Rajamaniji, and of course you've been a committed diplomatic spouse. I have a question for you where I just wanted to see that. Can you share any personal experience where you felt the gender identity influenced your professional journey or interactions within the school's education sector?
I would, yes, we have lived in different countries, and I've interacted with women in different cultures, different situations, and especially women who are in education and especially in school education. So it is strange, but it is a fact that school education is actually dominated by women in most places. Yeah, so there are more women who are working as teachers than there are men. So why is that so? One wonders, is teaching considered a more nurturing job that women are better equipped at? Or is it an easy job for a housewife to graduate to? There are a lot of social thinking. There are lot of mental preconditions that people have that makes teaching sort of a woman's job, right? So, but besides that, what I would really like to say is being a woman. When I was working in Zayed University in Dubai, and Zayed University at that time was entirely for women. It's only towards the end of my tenure there, around 2010, that they also started a men's program. But till 2010, it was only women. And the access it gave me to the women of, and this, sorry, also must say that these are all Emirati women. So they were the local Emiratis who were the students. So the access that I had to the Emirati women and the the windows of opportunity that gave me to understand what goes on in the minds of young Emirati women, I thought that was really wonderful. I mean, I had that access because I am a woman. There were male teachers also, but male teachers did not have that kind of access to the female students. So yes, to bond with the students, to understand their needs, to understand their problems, to understand their aspirations, I think that was one place where I would say my gender identity really, really helped.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Vandana, again, you're muted again, Vandana. Sorry, I am you're and I'll continue. I think you just maybe log on again, but I will continue my conversation with Dr. Thapa. Dr. Thapa, what are the main barriers hindering women's participation and leadership in the field of education, and what strategies you think can be implemented to overcome them?
There are challenges, yes. There are lots of issues that we face, the women face all over the world. I mean, you could be in a very liberated society, but yet there are issues. I remember talking to a minister, a woman minister in the Netherlands, and she was talking about security of women. So I was like, in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, you're talking about security for women. I mean, I come from India, right, where the security is a much more tangible issue that we have to deal with. But there are different versions of it. There are different degrees of it. So security, opportunities, etc. These kind of issues, gender biases, they exist almost in every society. It may vary in degree, it may vary in how it manifests. So how do we deal with it? Say for India, we have the laws, we have reservations for women in politics, as well as even in jobs, etc. We have, as far as rules and laws go, we have an equal playing field for women as it is for men. But it doesn't happen. Most of the top jobs are controlled or are taken by men. And, we may talk of Indira Nui, and we may talk about a few people who are like, oh, here, we have role models here. They're the leaders. But think of the percentage of people who are women who are at the top, and the percentage of women who continue to be at a lower level. So there is this income or gap that you can say, even if women are qualified, they do not make the same kind of money. And so why is that? And I think a lot of it also is because of our mindset. It's sort of culturally ingrained in us, and women are equally responsible for this as it is male. I'm not saying it's a patriarchal society, therefore women are suppressed or oppressed. It's not. Even the women are responsible for this. We ourselves tend to take our roles as people who need to, we are the nurturers. We are the ones who support our families. We are the ones who take care of everybody's needs. But women themselves don't take care of themselves. They don't put themselves first. It's, you know, as they say, behind every successful man, there's a woman. That's very true, because the woman supports the husband, supports the children, supports the grandparents, the in-laws, everybody else. The woman will even put the pets before her own needs. And then she will then only, if at all, she'll take care of her own needs. So there is this mindset of this, in our society, in the Indian sort of mindset, that women are there to serve. Women are there as a support. When will women demand that support from the men or the rest of the family? That is one thing. And then also, we keep having this Saas Bahu, Ekta Kapoor dramas and all that. That's a real life. Actually, I mean, I'm not a great fan, but it's real life. Who continues to have that kind of atmosphere at homes? It's the senior woman who's gone through maybe similar situations before. And so this kind of, it's like a bully becomes a bully. So the women who have suffered, they become the perpetrators of that suffering on the younger generation. I mean, of course, there is difference in the social hierarchy. There's difference in, which social strata you come from. There's a difference how where economically you are situated. But look at the Aam Janta, look at the regular families in India. Even today, women who are the people who control homes, they will look at their children and give special privileges to the sons and restrict the women, the daughters, from doing the same things that the sons want to do. And so this is the mindset. It's not just patriarchy, it's the mindset that we need to change to bring about substantial change in the situation of women.
Great point, Dr. Thapa, and I thank you for joining today, because again, these voices have to be heard. And as you rightly mentioned, Saas Bahu dramas, as we see, been for a long time we've heard that the narratives have been set by some of the writers and the movie makers or some of the poets. I mean, lots. And this is where you have to start smashing some of the narratives. I also wanted to remind the folks who have just joined us that this program has been sponsored by Crescent Ethnic Women, Indian Women Wear by Pooja Behal, who is with us today. I'll bring her on the screen as well after some time. And then right now, I'm about
Am
to
I
introduce
audible now,
another.
Anupam?
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Great. I cannot even say anything today. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop or everything. I just wanted to tell about ma'am. Ma'am has started a very small organization in Dubai when she was posted there as a Consular Journal of India. And it was a ladies association. Then she started Predna, where she used to help kids who were, we call them Divyang. So, ma'am, she is working a lot for women empowerment, and still that organization is working. And I also, when we went there in Dubai, we joined that organization. So she is doing a lot of work, like not only in
Vannaji's voice is
Bhutan
not
right now,
heard.
in India, Bhutan, I believe Geneva, and Dubai, and so many countries. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your presence.
Thank you.
So
I
now,
just thank you for this honor that you've included me in this beautiful panel. Thank you.
no, it's our honor, ma'am. Ji. Now,
So
I
now
think
next we
Anupam,
bring on.
yeah, Neetu.
Yeah, next we bring on Neetu Saini. Neetu has been a very engaged radio jockey as well with V4U Radio. However, she is a renowned Bollywood songwriter, lyricist, anchor, and a radio jockey, as I said. She's also known as the viral Dil Se girl from Mumbai. Neetu's accolades include nominations in prestigious awards like Screenwriter Association and Popular Clef Music Award, along with receiving Rashtriya Gaurav Samman, National Ekta Award, International Women Icon Award, Maratha Award, Lens Fame International Film Festival Award, and many, many more. Please also tune in to listen to her program, which comes weekly. Neetu, welcome to the forum.
Thank you so much for that warm welcome and lovely introduction. And it's lovely listening to all the wonderful, beautiful women here. And they are beautiful by looks and they are beautiful by their minds. I'm loving the thoughts they are sharing. And thank you, V4U, for giving me this platform to share my views as well. And I'm really happy to be an RJ also with V4U, as Anupamji rightly said, every Thursday, bringing Chitramala, that's our film songs program. Thank you so much for having me here.
Vandana, you gone again. Sorry, I know you're you are not. It's not your day to day, but it allows me, I think, a privilege to just share this screen and share my voice with lots of people today. Vandana, wanted to ask you, Neetu. You are a lyricist. You're a diva on social media. You're MC in so many events in Mumbai, surrounded by so many stars. Like I see your Facebook and social media post every day. My question to you: how do you really empower women when you do all this? When you're meeting so many, how do you empower women?
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for staying connected with my social media profile. That really means a lot to me. The question is very beautiful, and I think the woman empowerment it starts first from me myself, because we say that we should put the oxygen mask on our face before putting it on to others. So first thing is, I think as a woman, we must identify our own talents, own potentials, and grow in that. So that's what I'm exactly trying my best to do. And as far as the women around me are concerned, I always take special care and I give special attention to whoever women around me are talented in writing field or in any field I come across. So I always try my best to refer the opportunities and bring them, on the platforms along with me. So whatever is in my hands, I definitely see to it that women are meant to shine basically, so they should definitely come up. The talents should never remain hidden in whatever field it is, and I believe that every woman is designed beautifully by the grace of God, and each one of us has some or the other potential. It's just the right time that we need to identify and trace that out. So whomsoever I meet, women around me, either it can be painting, it can be singing, it could be good communication skills. I always see that something is there for them on the plate.
Sunithu, you come from an industry which, of course, has been loved by millions and millions of people worldwide. We are so much glued to our television when it comes to anything from Bollywood. When it comes to Bollywood, um, you see this industry more closely. And does women empower the word women empowerment and the gender equality you see in Bollywood, like the how men and women are treated, are these two concepts same, you think? Or you keep women empowerment, all are empowered, you'll say all the female actors are empowered, however there's still not equality in that perspective? Do you could you maybe throw some light what you see at from your level?
Yeah, sure. See, there is a very thin line in what you are saying, the gender equality and the women empowerment. There is a very thin line. I would put it that way that, women empowerment is actually a step. It takes you to the gender equality. Because if the woman is empowered and she takes over she is independent and she has a financial control, she has a control in lot many things. At least she takes the control of her own life, doesn't give the driving seat to somebody else in the family or near dear ones. So it starts from that, and then slowly if the woman is empowered, then it reaches the gender equality. But these are two different things. There's a very thin line, but these are two completely different things, I would say. And if you're talking about the industry, there is a long way to go to get that gender equality, because there is a lot of difference, how women get paid, how men get paid, what piece of cake in the kind of roles and the payments and the charges, whatever women are getting and men are getting. There's a lot of huge difference, and of course, it's still a male-dominated society, I would say, in terms of all the field of media and entertainment. But the happy news is that a lot of women are coming up now. If you go to any forum, the ratio of women there is more than the men. So men are just enablers. Now they are working as catalysts and they're enabling women to come up, and that's a very happy space to be in, actually, when you see that the men around you in whatever roles they are, like one you here, Anupamji, you are also doing the same thing. You are enabling us to connect together and bringing out our talent in front of the whole world is seeing us right now. It's an international talk show. I would really appreciate more and more men to do that, and they are doing it. I just attended a few Bollywood events just the last week, and the same thing was discussed over there. And I could see, there were, like, in the forum, in the panel discussion, there were four women and two men. They were very happy, and they all were saying, हर एक बस जरूरत है कि हर एक मर्द को थोड़ी सी अपने आप में औरत लाना, थोड़ा सा औरत सा बन जाना. तो अगर वो चीज हो जाए, it's a very emotional thing. If they also start thinking from that perspective and they start accepting more and more women standing with them, it's going to be beautiful. And it is happening. We have a lot of women lyricists, we have a lot of women choreographers, we have a lot of women directors, producers. So they are everywhere, they are widespread, and men are happy. They are also smiling to see them. And as you said that I'm into this field of lyrics writing, poetry writing. I'm basically a songwriter, Bollywood lyricist. So I've just penned down a few lines while you guys were talking. It just came into my mind, seeing all these beautiful ladies, talented ladies. So अगर इजाजत हो तो चार
बिल्कुल
लाइनें
बिल्कुल
बोल दूं.
बिल्कुल गो
हाँ
अहेड.
हाँ एकदम.
So it's just a fresh thought which just came into my mind. So I've just written that ऊपर वाले ने बनाई इसकी शख्सियत बड़ी प्यारी. ऊपर वाले ने बनाई इसकी शख्सियत बड़ी प्यारी है. इसकी हर अदा हर बात ही निराली है. इसकी अदा हर बात ही निराली है. जो जिंदगी को कर देती है रोशन, जो जिंदगी को कर देती है रोशन, उसका ही नाम नारी है, उसका ही नाम नारी है.
क्या बात है, बहुत बढ़िया, वेरी नाइस. And you really stole my heart. But I'll tell you, a woman in my life. So every individual gets a chance to have a few women in his life. They could be your mother, of course, sisters, your wives. If I'm talking from my a man's standpoint, and they bring such great, beautiful softness in you, and I feel privileged to have been blessed, of course, with a sister, with a wife, with a daughter, and of course my mother. So, as you said, every man has a slight a chance to bring the woman sometimes in front, because that softness is what makes the difference. And I'm so privileged again today. Again, just by the God's grace, I think the Vandana's mic is not working. I got the chance to really talk. So Vandana, I'm just allowing you to just button at all. If at all your mic starts working, don't feel that I'm trying to just overpower your presence here. It is all you who have started this journey called We For You, a very powerful digital platform where I see you working relentlessly every day. But anyways, I will next bring on somebody who is from a different background, culture, language, and I'm so privileged to bring on Caroline Lorinette. Caroline, my apologies if you did not hear or understand the poetry which Neetu Saini just said. It was in Hindi, beautifully around the women. But I want to bring you on stage and, of course, introduce
Yeah.
you now to
Anupam, am I
the
audible?
host. Yes. Now go ahead, please introduce Caroline.
अगर अनुपम इस बार मेरी वॉइस जाती है तो प्लीज यू कंटिन्यू द शो. आई एम हियर.
I
आई एम
will
वेरी
take
मच
over.
हियर.
Yes.
Yeah, you just take over, and I'm very sorry, everybody. I don't know what's wrong. This is the first time I'm facing this issue, so I don't know how to resolve it. So it's totally out of my hand. So anyway, since it's Caroline, I wanted to introduce Caroline because she's a very good friend now. She's from New Zealand, and it's like evening for her, and generally they sleep early, so maybe it's night for her. So Caroline Laurinette, a seasoned model and a skincare enthusiast, experienced a transformative journey after a motorbike accident, led her to develop a passion for gentle yet effective skincare solutions. Her dedication resulted in creating the Caroline Laurinette skincare range, blending natural ingredients with cutting-edge science for radiant, youthful skin. Caroline, we all ladies need you first of all because of your beautiful product.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me. And it's a really great honor to hear all these beautiful women on this panel. Thank you. And I'm honored from New Zealand to be here with all of you. I'm French originally, but I've been in New Zealand for over 30 years now. So my journey started as a woman through my own suffering because I had a constant reaction on skincare product, and I burned repeatedly. And one day I was really badly burned, and I research and I also repair my skin through the nature. So I went to my garden. New Zealand is a beautiful nature, and I repair with aloe vera. And I start to be really enthusiastic about if I can make a difference with my own skin, what can I do for other women? So my own suffering put me in my own research, and of course I started with nothing. And I think woman has an incredible strength to, even you suffer, you can turn it into mission. And for me was my mission. And then I find a doctor in Australia called Ray Thompson, and he's very, very famous. So I didn't scare to email him many times, but he was not responding me. And again, I say, okay, I'm going to Sydney to see him if he's not responding me. So I went to Sydney, he's in Australia, and knocked to his door, and his assistant was there, and he said, okay, I can introduce you, Ray. I will let him know, and he will contact you. Fantastically, he contacted me the next day, and I met Ray. And of course, he's a man, and he was very passionate. I could see, and he has the same passion as me. And we are together. We made a beautiful product. We decided to engage each other. I could feel the same enthusiastic, the same vision with me. So we started the Caroline Laurinette. Then in 2019, the brand started to, but there was COVID, so we couldn't do much. And but in the same time, what can I do to help others? I started to launch an hand sanitizer because, COVID really took the world, and I developed it during that time with Ray. And I continue, and I developed it in 2022, the rest of my range, who are based on natural and organic ingredients, based on science. But when I look back to my journey, really, it was a long journey, but also it reminds me that we all have our own strengths, our own uniqueness as a woman, and we can never limit ourselves for our goals, and always look further, and we'll always search to make our dream a reality. So my dream was to make my skin look beautiful, but also for all the women in the world, I really wanted to make a difference, and for my skin and others. And now it's launched finally in New Zealand, and it's doing well, and I'm really, really pleased. So it was my journey, how I transform my own struggle, my own suffering into a mission, and into helping others. Not just me, but my passion was to helping others. And I think that's the great thing about women. We are also mother, but we have our own talent, our own strengths, our own uniqueness, and we have the ability to do whatever we want to do. And that's what I did. And I'm really happy. Now it's really a beautiful range, and I hope I can make a difference to the world and to the skincare industry with the natural organics. So with the French fashion behind me and nature from New Zealand. So yeah, that was my journey with Raytown Sound, and it's been a great journey.
It has been a wonderful. You certainly have been a great. Sorry, I just hear some background noise here. Um, but I wanted to just say congratulate Caroline for such a wonderful products that you have created. And one thing comes to my mind is God. Whatever God does, He has a purpose. He has some kind of objective in His mind. And very famously, it's known when life gives you lemon, make lemonade out of it, right? And you're a perfect example. Life gave you lemon, and you just turned into a wonderful lemonade for yourself and for people around you. And but not everyone is able to do that actually, because the opportunity is seen by a few. And I would come back to you with a question: how would you motivate other women, girls who are holding such lemons in their hand right now, going through the toughness life has given them? How can they turn into a lemonade? It's just exactly you did with the skincare products. What should they do?
I think it's really believe in yourself and believe you have the ability to make anything you want. It's come down to not giving up. And actually, failure to fail, it's not a bad thing. It's actually to learn, to grow. For me, I had to fail many times to learn and to grow and to be better. So we should never limit ourselves uh, because it's hard or because, oh, I'm not able to do that. As soon as we do that, we actually stop to open door. It's so important to have really a set goal and to really believe that we can make it. Remember when I started, I had not enough capital, but I made it a journey that I believe. I still remember I told my bank manager I have only that money, but in 1 year I will have that money. And actually, exactly in 1 year later, I reached that goal. So it's all about your very believe in yourself, never giving up, and learn from your mistake and stand up again, because we are a very powerful people. We're very powerful in ourselves, and we can achieve anything we want. And we should never look at feeling down or saying because the door closed, that is closed. No, because it's a door closed. As long as you keep opening, as long as you stand up again and you keep going, that's what I did for many years to get where I am. That's how you win in the end. So yeah, never give up.
Wow, great messaging in sport. Believe in yourself is what I heard. Great, thank you so much, Carolyn.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Vandana, I get the floor today. That's what I can tell you this. And I am again privileged to bring on the stage who certainly I wanted you to bring on, but it's my day. So why not I introduce the next panelist. She's an entrepreneur, a pure evangelist, a Pinkathon ambassador, a long distance runner, achieved the Star Sports a Belief Hero Award, Women Icons Award by Bragg, Singapore, and more. Also a social media influencer, a TED speaker, managing partner at Hunk, Golden Media founder, and a founder of She Dares and the Sari Library. Passionate about women empowerment, fitness, and health. I'm welcoming Sonia Kulkarni from Mumbai. Sonia, welcome to the stage. I think you're also losing your voice now. Can you maybe just...
I had muted myself because I didn't want any disturbances. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I can. Very well. Thank you. And welcome to Welcome to V4U Radio, Women Empowerment Celebrations.
Thank you so much. And believe you me, it's been such a great start to our Sunday, listening to all these empowered, wonderful, powerful women. And, a lot of these thoughts definitely resonate because you've been there, done that, seen it. And every day is an experience, learning, and you only want to share that so that somebody else understands the privilege that, they have or feels empowered. But I have a slightly different point of view, Anupam, if I may share, because I think we are in
Absolutely.
2024, and it's the narrative, it's the conversation that we need to have. The more we talk about, women are yet to feel empowered, or they are less empowered, or have conversations where inspiring inclusion, it really defeats the purpose, isn't it? Because women are strong. Women are born to be fighters. Women are born to be resilient. Mythology, history, politics. So, society has shown that. Even today in India, also everywhere, all over the world, women are breaking records. And those women are women who face challenges, who have risen above those challenges. You look at, I personally believe that, he for she. For every she, there is a he in that she. For every female, there is a male in that female. For every woman, there is a man in that woman. So a man resides within the woman, right? So where is this conversation of women need to feel empowered? A child is being raised equally by a father and a mother. The child sees them. If it's a male child, he sees this mother, he sees and he believes. So that the opportunities at home, the conversations at home, the orientation at home needs to change then. Because today I'm a single mother, I have two beautiful sons. If I keep showing them that I'm a victim, I'm struggling, I'm not strong, I'm submissive, I've suppressed, they're going to believe that women outside are less empowered. But today, if I continue to show them that the strength, the resilience, that I'm enough, I'm adequate, I don't need support. But yes, there are times when you need a support system, which is fair enough, which we are all trying to put together. The whole conversation changes. Those men, those boys today will grow up responsible responsible men who will respect women, who will treat them equally. Likewise, when you're working in a corporate world, when you're working in organizations, as Saroj ma'am said, it's about the mindset. So the only way I think this conversation will change, because I have seen examples, like I run marathons. The other day I read a very beautiful story about this rickshaw driver, a woman who's raising her children. She comes from marginalized section of the society, but that's not deterring her. She took to running. She ran the Tata Ultra Marathon. She's a winner. She uses her prize money to educate her children. She's bought a rickshaw. She rides the rickshaw by the day. She runs, she trains. There's no professional training for her. There are no brands supporting her, but yet she is achieving every milestone. And that's so empowering. Why? Because there's a fire in her belly. There is a desire. There are ambitions. She wants her children to get better education. She wants her children to have a better life. Right? And all of us today, when we are doing this, is because we want to take that step ahead. We don't want to see challenges as challenges. So I think for women per se, and today I think I would have appreciated if there were more men in this discussion to make it equal. Equality, like there is gender, or talent, merit, employment should not have gender. So the minute you have a conversation like this, and the theme for this year is inspiring inclusion, then we must have more men in this conversation so that they know exactly. And if they are the ones, supposedly, I'm not really a diehard feminist, and I'm not really the one who will say, oh, it's because of patriarchy, we are suffering. Because I come from a family where we have three daughters. Our father, in fact, was a big mentor. He was the one, when I was going through my divorce, who told me that you were born tigress, don't surrender, you're not a victim, you should not be trampled over. Those are the conversation which gives you that kind of support and belief, right? And we need more of that. So this is really where I come, that women today, they should know they're adequate. They should know they're enough. They should not seek validation. It's all out there. When we talk about empowerment and we talk about creating equal opportunities or equal representations or equal rights, it's also for the women to take charge of their life, to live freely without any inhibitions. If at home I see my sister or my friend or my daughter, or I don't have a daughter, but I'm saying if I see girls around me or in my team who hesitate because they feel they are not enough, that's where the buck lies. So you also need to take the responsibility for your own self, that what is it that you want to achieve, how well you want to achieve it, what's the focus. And yes, then together as a society we have this discussion, we bring in those support systems and we empower them so that they know that they have it within them, they can do it irrespective if they really want to do it, if that's what the goal is and they want to achieve that.
You know what, Ellie?
Absolutely.
The pride comes and the passion is clearly shown in how you really bring your point forward. And I clearly see that how passionate you all are today. And again, you brought such a great point that a man resides in a woman, and that's how he and she is written. He is in the she. So, very well said, Sonia. And again, um, I agree. More and more men have to participate in such conversations. You cannot shy away or run away from these conversations because everywhere this is the need of the hour, that what's due is due, and it's high time. A lot of work has been done and we will continue to work hard. And some people ask me, is it just a lip service that you're doing at We For You Radio? And I say I have no words to really say anything. I say that we just keep doing things on a daily basis, and the purpose of the radio is to amplify the voices. And if at all it even changes one life, I think we've done our job. Anyways, I wanted to remind again viewers, this program is sponsored by Crescent Women Ethnic Wear. uh, Pooja Behel is the creator of this beautiful designer wear from Surrey in Canada, here in British Columbia. And again, the tagline today is buy dressed locally to support womanhood globally. So thank you, Pooja, for sponsoring and coming forward to really with this beautiful way to really support this event today. Vandana, are you audible?
I don't know whether I'm audible or not.
Yes, you
Yes, you are.
are.
Oh, I'm audible. Oh,
Yes,
yay.
yes, you are.
Okay, Sonia. Well said, Sonia. Sonia, one more question which I want to ask. As a successful entrepreneur, influencer, and advocate for women's rights, what advice do you have for aspiring women entrepreneurs who are striving to make a difference in their communities and industries, particularly in overcoming challenges and breaking the barriers?
It's a great question, Vandana, and I'm only going to, talk from my own experience. I started the entrepreneurial journey. It was very challenging. In fact, it will be almost about, I would say, 7 to 8 years ago, when I was in the middle of my divorce, a difficult time, and I decided to quit my very cushy corporate job and decided to, take up the entrepreneurial journey, simply because at that point in time, working wasn't nourishing me enough. And while of course I would go to office every day and had a good pay, the question was, is this enough, and why am I doing it? And I think it's important for all women today to ask that question, why. And if only you find the answer of the why is you, then it's worth it. We will always say, we'll always find excuses to not do a lot of things, or we'll find many reasons for the whys. It could be your family, or XYZ, or whatever, or your father has said this, or your mother has said this. But unless that why is you, and you are at the center of whatever transformation or whatever journey you want to take, only that will help you succeed. And that's when you're going to believe you're enough, you're adequate, you're empowered. And irrespective of whether you have it easy or not, you will continue to strive to achieve. So that's my message to women entrepreneurs. In fact, to all entrepreneurs. So it's unfair again that, of course, yes, women are resilient, are multitaskers. They have the tenacity to continue to, overcome challenges and even face failures. But you have to be unstoppable. And most importantly, for all of us, it's important to be, again, I think Suresh Thapaji covered this point, which is my favorite point, is focus on your health. Be fit, be active, be mentally and physically fit, be mindful of yourself, because you will tend to lose yourself. You will tend to lose yourself in this journey of life. A lot of women across the world, and more so in India, and I have gone through this. You have children, you're married, you forget who you are, you forget your health, and that's when all the challenges start, and it really takes a toll. And more so for women entrepreneurs or professional or homemakers, it's important to spend that 15 minutes daily. For me, my running gives me that sense of liberation. It really makes me who I am. As I said today morning, also I went for a run. And it's not easy because every day you wake up, you look at yourself in the mirror, and there's a different battle you have to fight, and you have to choose your battles wisely. But the beauty of it is, at the end of the day, when you sleep peacefully with a clear conscience, you count your blessings. And the blessings are that you're alive, you're healthy, you have made one progress, on a day-to-day basis. There may be like yesterday, out of nowhere, I started a new venture, a venture on my mother's name. It's a very simple venture called I's Kitchen, Mother's Kitchen, to support women self-help groups. It came out of a very small passion. Again, here I have my Didi, who's with me for last 20 years. Didi is my nanny who's been looking after my children. She's more than a family. With her support, we've started this. And you never know, what are the possibilities? What are the infinite possibilities out there? What are the opportunities there? But never ever give up. I've coined this line, which I keep telling everybody is, it's never over till it's over. And even if it is over, you can start it all over again. Because, however, you hit the rock bottom, you're only going to bounce back from there, right? You're only going to keep rising up. So that's my message. Again, I'm going to quote another beautiful story I read about an eagle. You know how eagles live their lives. They have very long lives, by the way. And when they turn 40, they have to take a very, very important decision of their lives, and it's a very painful decision. They can decide to die, or they can decide to live the next 30 years of their life, very powerfully. And how they decide, because by the time they reach 40, their beak has become very hard, their claws have become very old, their feathers are heavy, so neither they can fly high nor they can catch prey. And they know that if they don't transform themselves, they will die. So they have to decide whether they have to live or die. And if they decide to live, then they go to the higher ups in the mountain in extreme cold temperatures. They live there for 150 days, transforming themselves. You know, how do they transform? They break their beak on the rock day in and day out. As the beak breaks and a new beak is formed, they pluck out the claws so the new claws are formed. They pluck out their own feathers so that the new feathers are formed. And after 150 days, they are born new. And the next 30, 40 years, they live their life like a young and empowered, strong eagle. And I think women, this is us. Every day we transform. Every day mentally we transform, and we tell ourselves, yes, we can do it. And I think that is what empowerment is. That when we tell ourselves that, I had one of the questions when you messaged me, Vandana, which says, for women who are yet to feel empowered. And I was like, why? Where is this coming from? Yes, we need to create a support system. We need to have mindset shifts. We need to have societal changes. Today I'm working with a client where we are actually talking about elevating hygiene dignity for women. Today we are so mentally conditioned that when we are traveling, we don't use washrooms because we don't know if the washrooms are clean or safe or hygiene. So we stop drinking water because, oh my God, if I'm traveling for 4 hours and I don't find a clean washroom, and I had ran Mumbai to Pune. You're aware of that. And that running of 160 kilometers, in old Bombay Pune highway, there weren't clean washrooms. We had to go to petrol pumps. Obviously later on got UTI, and there were so many challenges. So we took up this cause of hygiene dignity. And today we're working, with the government, we're working with brands to improve their hygiene dignity for women. So these are very much real world challenges. There are challenges of safety, yes, but we'll all work towards it. But over and above that, as women, inside our heart, inside our being, we have to feel empowered ourselves. We have to tell that we are adequate, and I don't need my father or my brother or my husband or my male colleague or my boss to tell me that I am good. I should know it. And then that's when I will pave my own path. I will become unstoppable. I will become invincible and achieve what I want to achieve. Sorry.
What a powerful 3 minutes you had. And the Eagle story has moved a lot of people who are watching this. Challenges come in different forms, folks, and you may find 7, 8 ladies here super empowered, but all of them I challenge, and I know that everyone have their own challenges, but they fight it day in, day long. Thank you so much, Sonia, for such a powerful statements and such a powerful story. Um, of course, I want to just go on and on and on. Before I just move ahead, I wanted to remind you all that I would be coming back to all of you with one question. So maybe you just start thinking, how would it resonate with you? Is basically this year's theme is inspire inclusion, which is International Women's Day's theme. How does it resonate with you is a question that will come as we'll wrap up. But we've got a couple more beautiful speakers here. So next on the block, I would like to bring on is introducing the SJG, the Shabnam Jussa Gaitonde. She has 3 decades of corporate HR expertise, leading large teams with exceptional managerial skills. As the founder of SJG Associates, she is dedicated to empowering individuals and organizations through coaching and counseling. Known for her knack in understanding people and organizational needs, Shabnam is renowned for building strong teams and nurturing leaders, driving positive growth and success. So, welcome, Shabnam, to the
Thank you so
forum.
much. Thank you so much. And thank you for the beautiful introduction, too. And so
No,
happy
of
to
course,
be here and to hear all the accomplished women speaking. Wonderful being here.
And again, I'll check Vanda's audio and she's gone. So I will again maybe take on an opportunity to maybe just ask her questions. She had written so many beautiful questions for you all. I'm feeling sorry for her. However, we are just have the show must go on and I have to keep the smile and just ask the questions. With your extensive background in HR, Shabdam, she had two-pronged question for you. The first question was, does women empowerment mean different to a working woman than a non-working woman? I know it should not be this way, because a homemaker is also working harder than a person working outside home. But just the
Absolutely.
two categories. Does the
Yeah.
women empowerment differently to these two group of people?
So let me just share something. What
Yeah.
you're saying is absolutely right. I mean, there's nothing such as a non-working women. Women at home, the homemakers are working equally hard. But working women, when you're working outside, you're financially independent. And if you're financially independent, you're therefore economically empowered. So hence, yes, of course, the perception is that you are empowered woman because you are economically empowered. But I do feel that there is a lot more to empowerment than economical empowerment alone. There are other aspects, such as your sense of self worth, such as your access to resources and opportunities, such as your are you free to take your own decisions? Then do you have a sense of control over your lives? And I think all of these aspects put together really lead to a sense of empowerment. So when you ask me this question, whether it is different for a working woman and a homemaker, so in my mind, not really. A homemaker can be equally empowered, if not more, if she has the right to take her own decisions, if she is making her own choices, and if she has a sense of control over her life. So multiple factors actually which lead to empowerment. There is the social factor, the educational factor, the economic, political, psychological, and all of these put together really play a strong role in making one feel empowered. But in my mind and in my experience, when I have been dealing with people, the real game changer really is an internal factor. And this is something that is in all of our hands. The external environment we know is changing. The fact that you and I are here having this discussion, the external environment is changing. May not be changing at the same pace everywhere or at the same pace as we would want it to, but nonetheless, definitely changing. A lot of awareness around how women shape societies and how women impact the economic landscape as well. So a lot of awareness over there. So the real game changer really lies within ourselves, and it's really an internal one. And as Dr. Thapa and Sonia and even Caroline touched upon it, uh, it is really our own self beliefs. It is how we view ourselves, how we view the conditioning that has taken place over the years, and how we really understand and respond to these years of conditioning. So let me share a very short story over here. Many of you may have already heard it. It is the story about the elephants and the rope. So a man was passing by and he sees a whole lot of elephants over there, strong, powerful, mighty creatures, and they are held with this little rope. So he's a little confused. I mean, there's just a little rope which is around the front leg. There are no chains, there are no cages. But the elephants are not trying to break free, they're not trying to move away. So he sees the trainer nearby and he asks the trainer, ye kya hua? Why aren't they trying to move away? So the trainer tells him that when these calves were really young, they were much smaller in size, and we tied them with the same rope. And at that time, this rope was strong enough to hold them back. As these elephants grow in size, they are conditioned to believe that the rope is still holding on to them and they cannot break away. And I find that this story resonates with many of us. It is the years of conditioning that we've had, because of which a lot of us, many of us, are plagued by self doubt in some form or the other, inhibitions, uh, etc., that we have, which is really holding us back. And like the elephants, many of us grapple with this self doubt, which is really rooted in the years of conditioning. So, in my belief, if we talk about empowerment, it starts with our minds first. So it's all to do with a mindset. So whether it is homemakers or whether it is working women, it all starts from here. It starts with our own minds. It starts with our own self belief, and then that is what we go on to radiate outwards to the external world as well.
If I may ask you just one more question in very short,
Sure.
brief, if you are able to just answer that question, because you're from the human resource, the leadership side, and any advice to the girls who are just stepping out to start their careers, to step out and get jobs, kind of thing? Again, I know believing is one of the tips, but however, the demographics of India, it's very widely spread,
Yeah.
and small towns constitute the main India, and these individuals have to break so many social barriers. My question is, anyone advice to these young women who are about to step out?
So there is, if I have, there has to be one message, then it will be the one that is actually being echoed by each person over here. And that is because everyone present in this panel today actually represents that and is actually living that. And that is, believe in yourself. Simply believe in yourself, because it's only our self belief which is actually going to propel our growth, which is going to help us to move forward. However, there is one thing that we need to be a little cautious about. Self belief does not mean that we lose track of reality. So we need to have some kind of a balance between our self confidence as well as in reality. So we really need to understand what are our strengths, and then capitalize on those strengths. Understand what are our areas of improvement, what is it that is holding us back, and then work on that. So we just need to believe in ourselves, put in a lot of hard work, because if we can dream it, we can definitely go there and achieve it.
Great point. Thank you, Shabnam. I really appreciate all of you sharing such great stories, along with, of course, great anecdotes and great thoughts here. Next on the panel here, we have got a doctor, chartered accountant, Dr. Sonu Gupta. She's a professor in accounting. Let me bring her on stage first. Uh, Yes. So she is a professor in accounting, author, and a preacher of Bhagavad Gita. She has taught over 52,000 students of CA, which is Chartered Accountancy course in India, a topper from Hindu College, Delhi, and author of 33 accountancy books, qualified Indian Civil Services, decided to pursue doctorate in accounting instead, successful entrepreneur, now a managing director of 2 companies, awarded as top 10 women leaders in 2022. Dr. Sonu Gupta, welcome to V for You Radio, and I'm privileged and honored to have you today. आप तो कि 52,000 स्टूडेंट्स, तुम आई डोंट नो इसको कैसे ट्रांसलेट करेंगे कि आपने करियर कब शुरू किया, आपने पढ़ाना कब शुरू कर दिया था, ये मेरे दिमाग में क्वेश्चन आ रहा है। लेकिन इतने जो अकॉम्प्लिशमेंट्स हैं वाकई बिल्कुल चमकते सितारों की तरह से आपके इर्द गिर्द नाच रहे हैं। बट फोरम इज योर्स, वेलकम। आपका आपका म्यूट है, आपका माइक। अभी भी म्यूट है, एक बार फिर ट्राई करें आप अपना माइक को प्लीज। नहीं, अभी नहीं आ रहा है। It was working fine before. I know you are not going through same issue as Vandana. नहीं, अभी भी थोड़ा सा दिक्कत है। Something is in the background. या आप जब ज्वाइन करें, जब तक हम अपने गेस्ट को लेके आते हैं, she is a last minute. She graciously accepted my offer to be on the stage today. She had no intention to be on, and corporate social responsibility में मैं एक बार सोनू गुप्ता को मैं एक बार और ट्राई करता हूँ।
Yeah,
सोनू जी, yes, you are. Now you made it. Okay. Floor is yours.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, Anupam, and thanks, Vanna, for having me in such a exalted forum. And like, I'm very happy hearing all the empowered women, and I am really feeling blessed.
नहीं, आप आए, आपकी अकॉम्प्लिशमेंट, आप ये बताइए, ये आपकी जर्नी जो शुरू हुई पढ़ाने की, जो पैशन, 52,000 स्टूडेंट्स जो आपने निकाले, मतलब एक तो आई मीन यू हैव एम्पावर्ड सो मेनी स्टूडेंट्स। आप तो एक जीता जागता एकदम चलती फिरती एम्पावरमेंट की एक शाख है, जो ऑफ कोर्स आपके कहते हैं कि बरगद के पेड़ के की जैसे छांव होती है उसमें पल रहे हैं लोग। सो आप प्लीज बताएं थोड़ा सा, हाउ डिड यू स्टार्ट दिस जर्नी?
So actually, I was a science student earlier, and I topped CBSE and I topped Hindu college. But somebody challenged me. अरे science ही तो रट्टू होते हैं. And then I started my chartered accountancy, and like I always wanted to do something of my own. And that time it was like long back in '92. So at that time, a girl studying so much and a girl coming out so much was entirely not welcomed by everybody, So when I started my chartered accountancy journey, everybody was making fun of me. You're a science student, you're doing physics honors, and simultaneously, along with that, you're doing chartered accountancy. So you will nowhere, and there is no way that you can do anything. But I thought that, look, education and knowledge is to explore. So I just started my course, and after completing that, I did my CA also. But when I was doing commerce, since I was from a science background, so I saw that like there were some loopholes in the education system. I saw that the commerce were being taught without logic, and the commerce was taught, you debit this and you credit this and you do this. So I thought that there must be some logic, and therefore I started doing research on accountancy, on finance, and on different aspects. And I really was amazed to see the type of intelligence behind the commercial world. And therefore, one day under a tree in a Delhi, I just thought of writing the points that is coming to my mind. And I started writing some questions, and I writing some research on just when I was in CA final, I did that, and that came out to be my first book actually, because I could find out the logic of everything that is being given in commerce, and this was like a good experience for me, and therefore I came and teaching.
Wow. Dr. Gupta, you have so much of recognitions, including the top 10 women leaders in 2022. Um, how does recognition help empower women? And before that, I just want, it will be a remiss, or maybe it will not be fair on my part to check if Vanna's audio is okay now to maybe bring her on the stage as well. Is she here? Yes, she seems to be here. No, she's frozen right now. Okay, so Dr. Gupta, so how does recognition help empower?
Uh, Anupamji, what I see is that women already has that capability. You know, it's not that if somebody recognizes that capability, only then you can work. But yes, if somebody recognizes that work that a woman do and the role that she plays, obviously you get so many people encouraged. The people who are in your vicinity, the people who are working with you, get encouragement, and therefore they can also proceed ahead. So I always tell my girls and my women around me, like I'm always among so many people, so I always tell everybody that look, you just do what you're meant to. Don't become a duplicate of a man. Like, don't mind, but sometimes I see girls imitating boys. So it's not about imitation. Don't imitate them, because you have your own qualities. You have your set of, because God has made us to become a perfect team. You know, a female has certain qualities which male doesn't have, and male have certain qualities which females doesn't have. So we can both become a team to handle our families, to handle the society, and that to handle nation in the world. So my point is that you all have to work together, and especially just work on the qualities that God has. If we can, come, if we can work on those qualities that
I
that
think
God
सोनू जी
has
की
given
आवाज मुझे
us.
नहीं आ रही है।
सॉरी, आपकी आवाज आ रही वंदना?
सोनू जी की आ रही है, मेरी आ रही है।
आ रही है। Sorry, सोनू जी, continue.
Okay, so whatever qualities God has given us, every living being, being even a honeybee, or maybe a bird, or maybe an animal, or maybe a male, or maybe a female, everybody in the nature has been given some qualities, some powers. So we just have to work on those powers, and we just have to help this world become a better place using those powers and using those qualities. So like the whole panelist around here, I was so impressed with them, because they all have their own qualities, they all have their own thinking pattern, and which is coming out to be such a beautiful gel up in this whole scenario. So being a woman leader, or being a woman entrepreneur or educationist, I always find that I have just worked upon whatever like God has given to me, and I have delivered people, and I have always helped people to come out with those qualities. Like I know I have a beautiful woman with me who came to me one day and she said, "Look, I'm a housewife, and my children are now they are grown up, and I'm good for nothing. I don't have any quality. So, how can I improve my quality? So I don't have any quality." So I just had a talk with her for just maybe 15-20 minutes. And, she came out with a word that, "Oh, I had my music degree and I used to love music." And I just, just to give a sparkle to her. And she becomes such a good singer. And she is singing on international platforms now. So my point is that We all have that good qualities and power in us. We just have to spark them, little fan them. And we need a mentor who can help us to do that, so we can grow. Yes, we can help this world become a very good place.
Beautiful, very well said. I'm so impressed, and again, um, I feel so honored today. To be honest, you girls are really the shining stars who are doing such great things in spite of the challenges, in spite of the social barriers and norms. Friends, I just want to tell you that last minute entrant, I do not have anything to really speak about her, but she decided to graciously join the platform today, and she came forward to sponsor as the corporate social responsibility. And it's a very, very important thing. Many corporates have the CSRs defined, but how many really follow them? But I have a living lady here who is really working hard towards the women causes, and this is Pooja Behel from Surrey, who has decided us to join us, and she has sponsored this program as well. Pooja, welcome to the show, and she is the founder of Crescent Ethnic Women, where she is selling this product lines entire Canada. Of course, she started her journey in India. Pooja, what made you start this business?
Hi, Anuji. Thank you so much, first of all, to get me into this beautiful show wherein I can hear these amazing, pretty women speaking about their journey towards encouraging other women and doing best towards the empowerment of the women and then trusting themselves. So this journey here with Crescent has been almost 16-year long journey now. I started this brand in India wherein I opened up a small store. I was always into this that when it comes to clothing, women think that to look nice, to look pretty, you have to have certain kind of figure or certain kind of look, then only you are pretty. But then I feel that this is something which is so untrue. To look pretty, you don't absolutely have to have a certain kind of figure, or you need to be lean or thin, or have a fair complexion. I feel to look pretty, you have to be pretty inside. You need to find yourself pretty with not looks, but to find yourself pretty with what you have, what your capabilities are, what your qualities are. So those qualities are the ones that make you pretty, not your figure, not your thing. So I feel that when in here in Crescent, where we design clothing for women, so I make sure that every woman realizes that the clothing you choose for yourself is not what makes you pretty. It's you who makes the clothing pretty. So that's what we work towards. Make sure that every woman trusts herself, finds herself beautiful in whatever she wears. So I started this brand in India. Like I said, it was 16 years ago, and then I used to travel back and forth. I remember my son was 5 months old when I first traveled to States with my son to have my market development in America. It was California when I first traveled to, and I remember he was 5 months old and he was in the baby bassinet. I traveled with him and I did my private shows and I did my pop-ups and so, and I got a beautiful response. Everybody was so happy with everything. And then that's how it started. I used to travel back and forth every 6 months, coming to US, coming to Canada. And then finally, one fine day, I decided, okay, you know what? I think it's a beautiful country. And I feel it's not India who just needs crescent, it's Canada and America, both who needs crescent as well. So I decided to move in here, and it's not been very long. I moved to Canada permanently. And then with God's grace and with everybody around, with beautiful women who have trust in me, I've opened up this store in here in Surrey in British Columbia. And then along with that, we've just even started getting ourselves into the wedding decor business as well. So now Crescent is also into wedding decor. And yeah, it was such a lovely experience to to talk to you, and then you had me on board at the very last moment. And then like everybody's been talking about that, trust yourself. I absolutely believe in it. because I remember when I was first ever in States, when I came, like I said, I had a very little one with me. I didn't know anyone, maybe very few people, but it was the trust in me. It was the trust in my clothing line, and then it was, the trust of people around me that got me here and made everything successful. So, like everybody was saying that, you should have trust in yourself. But then I also believe if you have trust in yourself, that's really big thing. But then when men around you, your husband, your father, your brother, all the men around you, if they put in that trust and energy in you, that trust is multiplied 100 times. It's
Wow,
like
wow.
it's 100
Great
times.
point.
So I would not say as a woman we don't need validation. We do need validation because our trust gets explosively 100 times when these amazing men who mean something to us. I won't talk about any and every man, but these men who mean something to us, who are our family, friends, or whosoever. When they have trust in us, we are motivated to help, and we feel that okay, there's nothing that we can't achieve as women. So I
So
feel
very
that.
well said. So very well said. In fact, um, you all have just infused so much of energy at 11 o'clock in the night. I'm just feeling so like full of power. Like, I mean, Leela may agree with me that she's also in the same time zone as I am, but as the program progresses, but again, and I feel as if I've stolen the show from Vandana today. But anyways, I'll see if she wants to jump in again. And I so that at least she says that I gave her a chance. But if she's not able to, as I told all of you panelists today, that my last question, I just want to go around the table. We want to go around the table, uh, just asking one question. Um, just a second. And the question is, this year's theme is inspire inclusion, and I want to go around the table, asking each one of you, what does it mean to you? I'll start with as it appear on my screen. Honorable Leela Ahirji, please. And I know that uh, there is a question which Vandana wants to ask Saroj Thapaji, and if she can type that question in, please, I would be more than happy to really take that question to Mrs. Thapa here. But before that, Leela ji, if I could ask you this question, inspire inclusion, such powerful words, two words, what do they mean to you?
Inclusion is an action word. It's not a buzzword. It's too far often used as just a buzzword to talk about what we should be saying, but it's actually an action word about what we should be doing. Inclusion can be a very exclusive word if you're excluding people in order to include others. So we have to be really, really careful about how it is that we use this particular word. It's actually a very powerful word if used properly. And as far as I'm concerned, from my perspective, and anybody else's, is that you take action, whether it's a little thing in your daily things that you do, or whether it's at a higher level in policy and the laws that we make. So let's use it as an action word throughout all of the things that we do. As Sonia and others, actually all of you have said today, it's not just about women, it's about the world at large, and really, really forging those pathways together. We can't do it alone. We need our brothers beside us, and it's about making sure that everybody has a place at the table.
Well said. Coming to Mrs. Saroj Thapa. Saroj Thapa ji, inspire inclusion. Two words, what do they mean to you?
Everybody. It's everybody together. When we talk about inclusion, we have to accept that there is diversity. And there is diversity, and that's what makes life beautiful. If we were all sort of, something that came out of an assembly line, life would be so boring. But there is diversity in terms of abilities, in terms of our, ethnicity, our religions, our cultures, just personalities, there is diversity. And when we say that all of us belong together, that's what true inclusion is. I hope I've answered your question.
Absolutely. And again, I just wanted to go around the table and give me a chance to get the perspective again and again, repeatedly let the audience also know that inspired inclusion is a powerful word. Coming to Sonia. Sonia, what does inspired inclusion mean to you? Any message around that?
For me, it's about celebrating individuals. As Saroj Thapaji said, it's about diversity. So it's very important to create a sense of belongingness, celebrating individuals with our own strengths, uniqueness, valuing the voices. Because when you start valuing the voices, is when the respect is going to come in. Is when you're going to respect every individual as equal, so that all the narrative that we're saying about equal opportunities, rights, representation, all those will then follow, and it's all about action. And most importantly, it's also about living freely. I mean, if you take charge of your life, if you live freely without any inhibitions, apprehensions, I think that is what really inspired inclusion for me is.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Coming to Pooja Behel. Pooja, what does inspire inclusion mean to you in short?
So for me, it's again, as Suresh Thapaji said, it's diversity. I feel we should inspire, include everybody in this platform of empowering women, because not every woman has this confidence wherein she feels that she is empowered enough to take a step towards everything. So I feel we as women, as we, other men, everybody should equally include themselves in this journey and inspire everyone around.
Great. Coming to Caroline. Caroline, what does inspire inclusion mean to you?
Respect the person in front of you. Everybody has their own strengths, their own talent, and we learn from each other. I think for me, when I, even from Ray, I learned from him, he learned from me, I learned from my children, they learn from, it's really respecting each other and respecting the diversity, the difference. As long as we have this and we all create our own talent and our own creativity, and we respect this, is respecting the person in front of us, respect us equally. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. And there is a question from the audience, and that's why I think Vanna has been trying to communicate, and the non-verbal cues I got finally. And this is the question. I'm going to just put it on the screen. This question is for Mrs. Thapa. The question came in. There's a big concern for all the parents that needs to be addressed. Of course, what can be done to ensure the safety, care, and cost of living for I think this is the differently abled adults, women, if the parents are deceased. I don't know if you're getting the question clearly, and the font is not very, very big, but I think it's just on the women who are having some physical challenges.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Anupam, for allowing me to respond to this question, because I saw this in the chat, and I know this is a question that many people who have close family members with disability, be it a woman or a man, they really wonder, because as parents, we take care of our children if they have disabilities. And when somebody has serious disability, it's not just short-term care kind of thing. It's a 24/7 job, and sometimes for life, taking care of the child. And as the child becomes an adult and you become older, you know that you are not going to be there forever for the child, for your daughter or son. And then it's a worry that most people have: what happens after me? And there are people and in our Indian society, let's take this as an example. We say ki bhai hai, behan hai, wo kar lenge, right? So the siblings then are passed on that um, responsibility. But then, sometimes when you look at it dispassionately, the siblings have a life of their own too. Although Indian siblings are very dedicated, and I do feel there are a lot of them who really go all out taking care of their brother or sister with disability. But however, we need to have society take care of our persons with disability, and there are some institutions that the government has set up, social welfare department has set up, where you can have persons with disability looked after or cared for life. But you do not have quality care in all the places. And that's the worry that we have as parents, that will our as they become older, and will they be taken care of? So in many cases, what we advise parents is that if you can do it yourself, that's really good. If you are um, you know if you are financially not able to take care of the whole burden, get a group of parents who have similar concerns and create a trust where the children will be well taken care of. The siblings or the close relatives can be the trustees, members of the trust, and they can be there to run that organization or run that trust. But the trust can take care of the needs of the adults with disability. And this is a very genuine concern. I will take care of my child, but what happens after I pass on? And therefore, I share your concern, Dilip Kumar Srivastav. I really share your concern. And this is something that many, many people have this, fear. So the trust is the best way to go forward, where you can ensure that your daughter or son is taken care of in the way that you want it to be done.
Great.
Otherwise, yes, the government also has facilities where sometimes there are good setups, but sometimes there are a lot of things that are lacking. So yes. Okay.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you, Sarojji, for answering. And I missed that question. And thank you, Vandana, for having just reminded me of this question. Moving on, inspire inclusion. Coming to or Shabnam Gaitondeji. Shabnam, what does inspire inclusion mean to you?
So for me, inspiring inclusion is about empowered women, empowering more people. It is about mentoring. It is about growing. It is particularly about having more diverse people in leadership roles and in decision making capacity. It is about working towards that and creating an environment where we can have diverse decision makers.
Thank you so much. Next on my screen is Neetu Saini. The question is the same, Neetu, for you too.
Yeah, thank you for that question. And that's the theme going around in this 2024. And it's a beautiful theme, and I think it's very relevant in today's world. The best example of inclusion I can see right here on my screen on V4U radio with Vanna ji and Anupam ji, you and all the beautiful ladies here, because we all are from different sections of the society. We all are from different fields. Some are moderately empowered, some are, far advanced in this. So I think this inclusion means, as everybody rightly said, inclusion is including the people from diverse fields, from diverse levels, and even including women who are yet struggling to be empowered. So basically, include everybody and respect the perspective of the person in front of you. Value the talent, value the potential, and in this, I would say it's very important to identify and trace the right talent, and then grow, make the person grow in that particular direction. So including everybody with equal mutual respect. Respect is very important. Yes, and I think V4U is doing it beautifully. The journey's already started. I can see, people from different fields over here. I'm also from completely different field. And if I talk about media and entertainment, inclusion is already happening because we do take a lot of interns, those who work as interns and those who work as assistant directors, assistant producers, so we take a lot of people for assistance, and that's how they learn and grow in the field. So that's what inclusion is all about. Even there are many colleges who are training on media and entertainment, and they send their students for interns to learn. So they are the people who look up to women. If we talk about women particularly, who look up to women who are already empowered, who have already reached a particular position in the society. So they look up to them and they learn from them. So it's all, बोलते हैं ना, सब लोग जुड़ते चलो और कारवां यूं ही बढ़ता चले. अकेले अकेले के बस की बात है नहीं. हम तो चले थे अकेले सफर पे, और आप सब जुड़ गए and कारवां बढ़ता चला. I can't help speaking some these lines in between because
अकेला
basically I'm
अकेला ही चला था, अकेला ही चला था,
अकेला ही
जाने में
चला था.
मंजिल नजर, लोग जुड़ते गए, कारवां बनता गया. मुझे
कारवां.
सुल्तानपुरी का
तो
बहुत खूबसूरत लाइन.
सो आई थिंक ये जो कारमा वाली बात है, ये इंक्लूजन बहुत सदियों पहले शुरू हो गया था, कारमा बनाना.
बहुत
इट
बहुत
मस्ट
बढ़िया.
गो ऑन.
सोनू गुप्ता जी, how do you define inclusion or inspire inclusion? What does that mean to you?
So I'll just quote Bhagavad Gita in
Yes.
this. Bhagavad Gita says that the females represent the expansion power of nature. So if you don't, if you want to expand, maybe in the form of family, or you want to expand in the form of a organization, or maybe you want to expand in the form of a nation, so that means you must include women in it. If woman is not the power of an organization, the organization or the nation won't expand. And specifically, like, females are like 50% of the population. So just thinking that we can do anything, like males can do everything on their own, that's not possible at all. We all can understand. So inclusion for me means taking everybody hand to hand. It's not just encouraging only women. It's just taking both as equal, because both has equal separate powers.
प्रोग्राम की समाप्त करने का मन तो नहीं कर रहा है. वी आर ऑफ कोर्स ओवर टाइम, बट इट वाज अ वंडरफुल पैशनेट शो. मैं पहले तो हाथ जोड़कर मैं कहता हूं कि अगर वंदना इस शो को बंद कर सके, आवाज आ जाए इनकी, तो आई थिंक द शो इज वेल डन. बट इनकी आवाज नहीं आती अगर, तो समापन भी मुझे करना पड़ेगा फॉर श्योर, एंड आप सबका मिलके. बट आई विल ट्राई फर्स्ट. वंदना नहीं है. सो this has been a great show, and thank you for having that smile as well, because I know that because of some technical difficulties you are not able to listen to Dr. Vandana Shrivastava today. She is absolutely a wonderful person who has been running this platform with lots of vision, lots of ideas, and we just follow that and execute her. आज का दिन उनका, आज का दिन आपका, और मैं यही उम्मीद करूंगा कि हम सब मिलकर इस कार्रवाई को चलाते रहें. हम लोग को ये बात करनी पड़ रही, शर्म की बात है कि आज भी वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट बात करनी पड़ती है. इट्स नथिंग वेरी वेरी टू फील ग्रेट अबाउट, बट उम्मीद यही रहेगी कि whatever we talk, we are able to execute and we are able to push this wheel forward. I really thank you from the bottom of my heart, all of you, for joining and making this show such a wonderful show. Many happy returns and a very happy International Women's Day 2024. Thank you.
Thank you very much.